And we're back for another go at the Sonic Adventure 2 battle.
Sonic Marathon, guys. We're still continuing it.
And yes, I'm still facing camera problems, but we're just gonna go with it.
Yeah, we're just gotta roll with it, guys.
Okay.
Okay, we were Tails and we're in space this time, right?
Yes.
Go ahead, we're in space. You know, speaking of space, you wanna know what I just thought of?
What?
So, as you know, I love watching horror movies. I have never seen Jason in space.
Do you really want to see it?
I'm thinking about it. Jason in space and Leprechaun in space. It's funny though because I've seen critters in space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen critters in space. I mean, before we started recording, I was watching the Scarecrow, right?
Yeah.
Or it was Revenge of the Scarecrow. It's an old horror movie that came out in the 80s. Yeah, I was just watching it because it was on Amazon, and my dad was like, "Hey, Tiff, you gotta check this out." This came out when I was a kid. You know, you gotta check it out. I'm like, okay. I mean, you know how I am. If Dad recommends me a horror movie, I'm gonna watch it. You know, because he knows my taste. What is it? Dad also recommended me Trick or Treat. I remember when. Was it you and him, or was it you and other brother?
Oh boy.
Because y'all watching Trick or Treat, remember?
I believe so.
Yeah, What the? How did you die?
I don't know. I never even went to the... What the fuck? That was just random. I never even went fully into space.
What was it? That's right. We were, When did Trick or Treat come out? I mean, I remember I remember Dad buying the movie. Did he buy it or rent it? No, I remember. He bought it. He bought the movie. And, I believe I finished running errands with Mom. And y'all just saw the beginning. And then he stopped. Y'all guys were only like 15 minutes into the movie. And he was like, "Hey, Tiff, you need to watch this. You would love it." You know? And Trick or Treat is one of those classic movies that I like. Because, growing up watching a bunch of horror, one of my favorite horror shows growing up was the Creep Show. You know, it was based on the comic book Creep Show, Tales from the Crypt. It has that retro, you know, storytelling from the comics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when I saw Trick or Treat, it felt, the only way I could use to describe it, it felt very nostalgic, you know, because I grew up as a kid watching those movies and then seeing a modern... I remember the magazine called it a modern twist on Creep Show and Tales from the Crypt, and obviously, you know, it stayed. But I loved it though. Yeah, I like how like horror movies now. Well, not now. How some older. My gosh,
Older horror movies.
No. How some newer horror movies sometimes use old techniques. You know, that they used back then. Because I know nowadays with CGI, movies just use CGI effect. Which, I mean, CGI is...
Kinda
I mean, okay. It depends what movie you're doing. Like, I can't think of a movie that has... I can't say good CGI, but I've never been a fan of CGI effects. Like, I could see it if you're using, like, wide shots. But close up, no. I mean, nowadays it's easier just to make a puppet or a prop, you know?
Yeah.
Than just use, you know, CGI. And that's what I liked about Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat, my understanding, that movie didn't use a lot of CGI. I say not a lot because I know they had to use CGIs on some parts, you know, of the movie. But they didn't depend on it too much.
Story select.
I was gonna say, do not choose dark.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, that's what I find pretty. Cool. You know, like one of the things I like watching on YouTube is animatronics. You know, I love watching Fast Pass Facts, where they talk about just animatronics, and I love watching, you know, the horror movies animatronics and how they did it. You know, and the thing that got me into that was, of course, Chucky. You know, Chucky, watching horror, you know, and a lot of people that work in this industry now there were the kids that were afraid, you know, of these movies. Like I remember, what was it? That show Joe was telling me to watch, Face Off. One of the contestants was saying that when they were kids, they were scared of horror movies, but their mom showed the behind the scenes, you know, finds out the monsters weren't real. But that's the whole creativity of the freedom, you know, you get to make up the creature as you go along, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't expecting, you know, Joe to be a big fan of props like that, you know, because I forgot she also used to cosplay, so she has just the same amount of knowledge that I do on making costumes and props. But yeah, I like it when I see old techniques done in modern movies now. Besides Trick or Treat, one of them is Krampus. I know you've seen Krampus. I watch it every year. You know, Krampus being one of them, and I can name a movie that's not horror that has that technique. Real Steel.
Yeah.
I know you watch Real Steel. You watched it with Dad. The only parts that were CGI, unfortunately, was like the fighting. But other than that, they had like the physical, you know, prop there for the actors to act. Because I believe it was Steven Spielberg, wonderful, wonderful director. Everybody knows who he is, you know? Everybody's familiar with his work. That Steven Spielberg, I consider him more of an artist, you know? Because I love his work. Talented artist. Like for him, he taught his students that if they're going to do a movie, I'm gonna say Real Steel as an example, because Real Steel wasn't directed by Steven Spielberg. It was actually directed by one of the students that he taught, you know. And Steven Spielberg taught him that if they're going to have a creature, it's best to have the physical prop there. That way, the actor, you know, can act better, you know, with the physical object there instead of pretending it's there. Like, remember when CGI was introduced? You had to pretend it was there. You know, that's kind of boring. But I remember, like, in the original Child's Play, the first one, they were concerned that Alex Vincent, the kid that played Andy Barkley, was going to be scared of Chucky. So what they did was that they actually showed Chucky how he worked, just so he wouldn't be scared, because obviously, you know, he's the actor.
Yeah. Come on.
You got it. You got it.
They really got to remake this game because the button delay is annoying.
I would love for them to remake this game. That'd be awesome. I mean, nowadays, didn't they remake Final Fantasy, one of the games?
Yeah.
And it was like a big improvement, you know? Didn't they also remake Resident Evil also, the game?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't they do that to a Sonic game?
I don't know, maybe Sega hasn't... They haven't really come up with anything lately.
Let's see it like that.
Come on, when we all heard about the Sonic newest game, but it's only on mobile.
I think I remember hearing about that. I think I remember hearing about that. Jump! Okay, I was gonna say, you know, when it's just about to take out the arms, just jump.
Yeah.
Look, look. Ready? Go closer. Jump! Jump! There you go. You got it. Jump!
Again, with this button delay.
Oh. Can you just go around it?
Nope, I need to defeat it to unlock the door.
I always thought that was chaos, but it didn't make sense.
It's a mimic of chaos.
There you go, you got it. Mimic of chaos. Chaos, the god of destruction.
Well, the only thing that we're all looking forward to is that Sonic Generations X Shadow, which a lot of people keep on making a lot of jokes and memes.
Yeah, speaking of memes, did you see that Alistair Cat meme that's been going around? I don't even know how that freaking started. I thought that was pretty funny, the Alistair Cat. Ma, there's an ugly cat outside. It looks like Grandma. That was too funny. got popping out of my feed. And then I saw some of the artists doodle it.
Come the fuck on, you son of a bitch.
Calm down.
Look, yeah. And you think that San Japan and the other booths might have more Hasbro related stuff since it's already popular at this point?
I don't know. I don't know. Joe did tell me about when she went to that small convention. That she said unfortunately there wasn't a lot of Hasbro Hotel stuff. But she was saying that this one booth had keychains. They had a Husker Dust keychain. They had a Angel standee. I mean, she was saying that that her and Novice were looking for all the Hasbro related stuff. Unfortunately, there wasn't a lot. But it happens. I mean, it happened at San Japan last year too. When we all went, there wasn't unfortunately not a lot of Hasbro stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe now that the show is out, artists might pay more attention to it. You know, but at the same time, we can't really be sure.
Yeah. Come on already, you son of a bitch. Yeah.
I'm down. It's the controller.
No, this game really desperately needs an update.
Maybe you just need a new controller.
No, it's not the controller, it's the game. It's already like, when was it first released? The very first release before it came ported to Xbox?
I don't know.
During GameCube era. That's how long ago.
Yeah, I remember the GameCube era. But yeah, guys, all of us are making plans to go to San Japan. Like we always do every year.
Yeah.
I mean, people always ask me if I'm gonna get the VIP, but the only problem is I don't want to get the VIP unless if I know who's going to be there.
Yeah.
You know, unless if it's somebody that I really like. Because I know San Japan has this brunch where if you get VIP, you can have brunch with whoever it is that you want to have brunch with.
Yeah, but they haven't said a single word on when the tickets are gonna go on, so who's gonna be the guest?
I mean, San Japan... I'm sorry. San Japan's a good convention. However, they're known to do stuff late. Like, they're known to, like, announce guests late, announce everything late. You know what I mean? They're known to do
what about...
that.
And what about the fan meetups being empty?
Oh, yeah. I mean... I remember... Let's see here... This is, well, from what Joe told me, this is going to be the third year? The third year, Busy Pop Meetup, fan meetup. These people call it Hell of a Boss Has Been Hotel, but we just call it, you know, the Helliverse Meetup, or Busy Pop Meetup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is going to be the third year, because last year, Joe hosted, and I mean, I know I didn't do much to help, but... I somewhat helped. And then the first year, everybody remembers the first year. The first year that happened, I remember Joe was telling me that her and her sister waited 30 minutes in line. They were the first ones there in costume. And that they're waiting for the host. But what ended up happening was that the host, the volunteer said, hey, your host isn't going to show up. And everybody got upset. You know, and then I find it weird because this is the one thing I don't understand. Because last year when Joe made a tweet about it saying that if, you know, the host doesn't show up again, I already had, like, you know, she put, like, you know, I already have plans for what's going to go on. And then San Japan, you know, got her tweet and say that the fan meetups are run by fans, there's no host. But yet, this is what kind of confused me. Because we went to a meetup and a host was there, and then we were told, yeah, every fan meetup has a host. You know, so how is it that, you know, every meetup has a host, but, you know, ours don't? I mean, Joe just volunteered. You know, she's doing it again this year, but From what she told me, this year she's going to put, she's gonna sign up to be the official host of that panel. You know, just to make sure everybody has a good time. I mean, she already has big plans. I cannot really say, but she has planned. Because I don't know what she's planned, but what I can really say is that she's already gathering up prizes. She is planning to give out prizes to people who show up in costume because she wants to encourage people to dress up more.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what those prizes are. I haven't really spoke to her about it, but I know that her and... Did she ask you to record?
I believe so.
Because I remember she asked you to record last year.
I think I
But-
might have the footage in my
You
computer
have the
somewhere.
footage?
Somewhere.
So how come she never posted it? Did she ever tell you why, or was it because she was too embarrassed?
Could be both. Hopefully these meetups are more better than that last one about the meetup, but it turns out it was just the fans gossiping about other VTubers.
I think I remember that one, yeah. But yeah, so I don't know what she has planned, guys. All I know is that she's gathering up prizes to give away to people who are gonna dress up. That is from what I know. I don't know anything else. Because Joe's kind of like well, not a secretive person. She's,
Slowly getting things together.
yeah, she's slowly getting things together, and she's a very, very busy bee. And I'm getting, I mean, I'm getting this from her sister. You know, Joe's a very busy bee. Juggling a job and business, and she's also making plans to make sure this meetup turns out great for San Japan. It's a lot of work. You know, I mean, she could respond through text message, but sometimes we call and talk. Sometimes, you know, but because of her schedule. I mean, I'm still trying to get her to play with us in a video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we even talked about, I mean, I even tried to get her on I tried to get her on the podcast, you know, but her schedule was so tight. You know what I mean? I go, man, her schedule is so tight. And I always wonder, how could one person juggle all that? I mean, I barely juggle work, you know? I juggle work, and then I come here and hang out with you, you know, during my free time. Which is, I do love hanging out with you. It's like us being kids again, you know?
Yeah.
Us being kids playing video games again. Yes, you see, you got it.
Just keep repeatedly shooting at it.
But yeah, but I can't wait for San Japan. I already booked our rooms. We booked our rooms, waiting for the passes to go on sale and see.
Yeah.
And
see what's up.
Yeah, and see what's up. I mean, I'm not a big fan of dressing up. I mean, I don't even know if I should. I mean, this year's theme is quinceanera.
There's gonna be some people dressed in regular costumes.
Well, of course. I mean, the only thing I think about that's like quinceanera, that's close to quinceanera, is Murder Drome, the prom. The prom episode. That's the closest thing I can personally think of. This is just me.
Okay.
Alright, you got it. Ah! There it is. So, who puts bombs on a bridge in space, and how is he breathing?
Remember, if you remember most of the old comics, I'm talking about the art.
Uh-huh.
Most of these, I forgot what they call. I forgot what the race is called, but they can go into space without any.
Yeah. I forgot that Sonic. Okay, I always forget that Sonic and them are aliens. They're basically aliens, right? Because they're from another planet.
Yeah.
I forget they're aliens, though.
The only time that they do need a suit is when they're going into water, which that is kind of weird. Like, you're telling me you can breathe in outer space, but you cannot breathe underwater. What the fuck?
I mean, if you think about it, when it goes to aliens, all of them are like that. Take a look at Starfire from Teen Titans, and I'm talking about the original cartoon and the comic books. You know, Starfire,
Yeah.
Starfire's an alien, but she could. Can she breathe out in space? Yes, she can. She can breathe out in space. And take a look at Steven Universe. They're gemstones, you know, but they could. They don't need oxygen, you know. They could breathe out in space
And go underwater.
and go underwater too. Wait, so Steven wasn't wearing a suit or anything, so that means he could also breathe out in space?
No, not really. He had to hold his breath to throw out the other ruby.
Then how is it when they went to the moon he was bouncing around? Remember?
Because they were in an enclosed area with oxygen in there.
Okay, good point, good point. Okay, I was getting kind of confused. Wait a minute, don't you gotta get an upgrade?
I think so, but I don't remember where.
I think Tails gets an, isn't it like a laser or something?
I think so.
Up there it is. Bazooka. Cannon power up. Okay, now you can break iron containers that you couldn't break before. Okay. Get the ring.
Again, this game really needs to be updated because I can't move the camera around. That's
Oh my gosh, I remember that being so freaking annoying. Also, I think there's something up there.
yeah, it's the same switch.
So, is it limited to which containers you can break? Oh, it's not the hardcore one. It has to be. Oh, but an upgrade's an upgrade.
Yeah.
Lots of dynamite packs around here. Be very careful.
Yeah, because they open. What the fuck?
Oh, what the heck? How is he breathing? Oh yeah, I forgot. We just
I
talked
just-
about this.
Like we just talked
Oh
about
my gosh,
this.
you remember the movie Hoodwink? When the wolf asks him, "Can you bring me a candle?" And he lights it up and he goes, "What is it?" And he goes, "Dynamite."
Mhm.
Oh, I like Twitchy. Twitchy is so funny. You know, I remember the first time we saw Hoodwink. I know we didn't see it in theaters, but I remember the first time we saw Hoodwink. Even as a child, I already freaking knew it was the bunny. Remember?
Yeah, because he saw too many case closed.
Whoa, yeah, I remember Case Closed. You know, I was just thinking about that the other day. What was it? I don't remember what it was, but back in the day, guys, they don't have this anymore. Back in the day, my brother Skull, how do I explain? Okay, back in the day, guys, if we wanted to see anime, we would see them online. To watch anime for free.
Yeah.
And there was this app. This was when the Xbox first, no, not Xbox 360.
It was on the Xbox One.
Yeah, the Xbox One. There was an app where you could go to watch anime. And Skull over here was trying to help our older sister look for a certain show. She wanted to see the original Case Closed. But we were all struggling on, okay, how are we gonna watch it? So my brother got the brilliant idea to put the Japanese title. It was Detective Conan, right?
Yeah.
And it turns out that's what worked, right?
Yep.
That's what worked to watch it. But yeah, I watched Case Closed back in middle school and elementary. Well, because since I did like that horror genre, I did watch like unsolved cases, documentaries like that, because they would play it late at night. I remember watching that as a kid, but Mom was telling Dad, "You shouldn't let her watch stuff like that." You know what I mean? Because I remember the first episode I saw as a kid because I stayed up late with Dad. I don't remember which day it was, but I stayed up late with Dad, and he was just watching it. So I was like, "Okay, I guess we're gonna watch it." Because you know, when you're a kid back in the day, when you
Yep.
gotta watch, when you want to watch TV, you gotta watch whatever your parents wanted to watch.
Yeah.
You know, and all the stuff Mom wanted to watch was boring. It was always Mari. And then there was a Spanish one called Laura, where basically it's like a Spanish version of like Dr. Phil. You know, where they talk about family problems and such. But yeah, but that was boring. Dad, on the other hand, liked unsolved mysteries. Yay, there's the goal. And the first episode I saw is when there was where there was a man. He was working. He was a night guard working, and he noticed well, he was driving home in the middle of the night, and he noticed that in the dark, like, you know, when you drive late at night, it's dark, and there's an open road and there's a light, one light that shines in the middle.
Yeah.
He saw there was a suitcase. Right? So the man goes, he opens it up, and he sees a hand. So he immediately called the police, and it turns out that somebody stuffed a body in a suitcase. You know, and obviously, this being TV, they're not sure the whole body, all they showed was just the hand.
Yeah.
Right? So they were describing on how they caught the killer, you know? How they got the body, took it to the forensics, and they got handprints, you know what I mean? They were just describing how they caught the person. And me as a kid was like, wow, this guy was killed and they caught the person who did it. You know? And Dad was like, that's pretty cool, right? How they caught them. And I was like, huh. You know, and watching shows like that did get me into, what was it? Because I was considering study it. It was forensic scientist. There you go. Because I like stuff like that. You know, and like in high school, I actually took the science class I chose in high school was forensic science. You know, they're like, hey, you gotta choose a science objective. Everybody just chose anatomy because they're like, oh, that's easy. You know, because everybody was like, it's just parts of your body, that's it. But they were stupid because they didn't understand that anatomy was the advanced class. Because they have to learn about blood cells and everything. You know what I mean? But yeah, I took forensic science and I was really good at it. I actually had a straight A in that class, in forensic science. You know, my teacher would nickname me Dexter, and I didn't get the reference. I was like, what the heck? Why did she call me Dexter? Until I freaking saw clips of the Dexter show. I was like, oh, now I get it. You know what I mean? Since I was pretty good at blood analysis, again, horror. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I watch. You know, late at night. Was forensic stuff.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, who is Nyx?
Yeah.
Inside Space Colony Arc, canning countdown 45 minutes.
Okay, Sonic. Now put that emerald.
Tails, tell Sonic to meet you back at the research facility.
Sonic, Amy is.
I didn't get that, Tails. What happened?
Nobody cares about Amy.
I know.
1 hour and 26 minutes. What the heck? Did it just say 45 minutes, or is it going back and forth?
It's going back. Oh. Knuckles. Here we go again.
I was say, isn't this where you also get another upgrade, the glasses? I forgot what the glasses did.
Yeah. Okay, what do you have to say?
It feels good floating. That jumping higher would be a breeze here.
I like how I started talking about forensics just because of the case closed. And I remember as Detective Conan. But I thought it was pretty interesting how he was super observant, you know? Like, even though he was like a teenager, shrunk down as a kid, he was very, you know, observant on everything. I mean, that's the one thing some kids get aware, but like when you're an adult, you're aware of like everything. Like, one of the hobbies I did in middle school and high school was that I played chess.
We gotta figure out another way to get stuck in there. I'll look for
Why don't you
another
just
one.
fly all the way up there? I mean, you know you could go all the way to the top, right? See? Go all the way to the top, and then go down.
Yeah.
You know, on the Case Closed show, did they ever figure it out who gave him that drug? Like, did he ever caught the people who did it?
I'm gonna say no.
No, don't. You're supposed to go down. You're supposed to go down. Ah. Yeah, because I remember reading the manga, because in middle school, they had the manga in the library.
It's closer.
And that's why I saw the show, because I preferred the... Okay, here's my mindset. When it goes to, like, anime, before I watch it, I like to read the manga first. And now you go up, now you could use that rocket. I like to read the manga first, and I feel that if I like the manga, then I'll like the show. You know what I mean? Because I like to go to the original roots on... Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, so I want to check out the manga. Like, that's what I did for Case Closed, Arn High School Host Club, Inuyasha, Full Metal Alchemist. I don't ever think I checked out Cowboy Bebop. I remember I did that for Mega Man NT Warrior too, but that's what I did. Unfortunately, okay. So, back in the day, when there was a lot of, they don't even use this term anymore, I believe. Otaku is what we were called back then, which is in U.S. terms, means, you know, somebody who's obsessed with anime. You know, but in Japan, it means somebody who's obsessed with anything, you know? It could be computer, video games, anyways. Now, how could I say it? So some animes I unfortunately didn't get into. When people found out about it, they would give me shit for it. One of the animes I unfortunately never got into was Bleach. Because I tried reading the manga. The manga didn't do it for me. And then I tried watching the anime. The anime didn't do it for me either, so I just didn't like it. An anime show I wish I watched when I was a teenager was Code Geass, because I didn't get to see Code Geass until like 2 years ago, no lie. I barely saw Code Geass because me and my roommate were talking about anime, and he was like, hey, one of my favorite animes in high school was Code Geass, and it was on Netflix, and he goes, hey, let's check it out. So that became, you know, our movie night, was we saw Code Geass, which is an anime show I do recommend. I even recommend it to you, brother. I think you'll like it. It's different. You know, I cannot really describe it because I don't like spoiling anything. Another anime, I did read the manga, and you do remember this one, was Ranma 1.5.
Oh, yeah.
I unfortunately never got to finish the series because I know there's a bunch of series. I saw 2 movies. No, there's 3 movies. I already saw 2 of them. But I wish I had somebody that told me that I was supposed to watch, because I watched the first movie. Pretty good. I unfortunately watched the second movie soon after, but then I got thrown off because I wasn't familiar with some of the characters. But I didn't know you had to watch some of the show and then watch the other movie. You know what I mean? I mean, I know there's like a third one. Was it 3 Ranma 1.5 movies or 2?
I know there was like a couple of OVAs.
I remember the VAs. What is it? Not characters. I want to see the movies. Okay, there was 3 Ranma 1.5 movies, but I remember watching 2. Yeah, I remember watching 2. I never got to watch the third one because I wanted to finish the series first. But yeah, but Ranma was one of the good ones I remember watching.
Wasn't there talks of a remake for Ranma?
They've been saying they're gonna remake Ranma for years, but they've never got around to it. You know what I mean? It's like, I remember for years, when Orange High School Host Club came out, that somebody back in the DeviantArt days was spreading a rumor saying that, oh, there's gonna be a season 2 of Ouran. There's gonna be a season 2 of Ouran, you know? And she spread this rumor for years. I'm talking about like 3 years. And then it was finally put to the rest when they asked the creator herself. You know, like, hey, is there ever gonna be a season 2? She said, unfortunately, no. They just did a season 1 of Ranma, and of Orange High School Host Club. That's it. She didn't explain why, but all she said was they only gonna do 1 season. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. She never explained why, but she said it was just season 1. What other shows did I watch? Oh, one of my favorite horror anime was Vampire Princess. Vampire Princess Me was one of my favorites, since I really don't like vampires. I'm talking about like the real vampires, not the one that freaking, not, I can't say the G word, not the ones that glitter. No, no, real vampires was like Dracula. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now that's a real vampire, Dracula. So yeah, so Vampire Princess Miyu was a pretty good one, but one of my cousins had the VHS tape, and I guess we're gonna go back into 90s now. She had the VHS tape, but it wasn't English dub. It was Japanese, but with English subtitles. You know, that's the one I remember watching as a kid, because you know we had to read the subtitles to know what's going on. You know, because there wasn't a lot of English dubbed stuff. You know, because back then, I'm talking about like in the mid 2000s, dubbing anime was used to be a dying industry. You know, so that's why we had the convention so people could buy the merchandise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, buy the merchandise to support the official release. You know, buy the merchandise and such, which is yeah, back then that's what we did. If we wanted to buy a manga, we had to go to the convention, or sometimes, if we're lucky, some bookstores would have them, but they were always expensive, you know. Or if we want an anime T-shirt, they'll be like $40. So a lot of us made our own T-shirts. But yeah, anime used to be a dying industry, and I remember we saw a voice actor. He was a voice of Kiba from Naruto. Don't you remember that panel?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he was one of the voice actor back then that was with an organization of where they dubbed the animes, but they hated, I remember them talking about that they really hated websites that would give them away for free, because then that takes money away from them. But ever since the pandemic, now it's no longer, you know, a dying industry. Now you could find dubs of so many other, like, you know, good anime shows, but back in the day, a lot of us had to read subtitles. I remember watching a video where this guy said if he wanted to watch an anime, it was Evangelion. That one's a really good one too, actually.
Yeah.
You know, and evil water drops under small group of meteors. He was saying that he saw the movie. For him to see the movie wasn't available in English, so he went online and he got the script and translated to English, and watched the movie as he, you know, looked. But yeah, back in the day, that's the reason why I'm a freaking speed reader, because, you know, those subtitles. Because you want to read the subtitles, you want to know what the heck's going on. Oh, back in the day, sometimes when I see like Inuyasha in Japanese, I'm like, memories.
No,
You know what I mean? Kids
Yep.
nowadays have it super lucky. You know, back then it was really hard to watch anime. I remember, what was a website I used to watch? There was a website called Anime Fever. That was one of the ones I would go to. Anime Fever, that's where I watched Ouran High School Host Club in English. That's where I watched Ranma 1.5 in English. That's where I watch a lot of stuff in English, but I don't think there's any more. I could be wrong. I don't think there's any more like websites that let you do that anymore, because now, you know, Crunchyroll, Funimation, you know, and now Netflix has their, you know what I mean? Everybody's having their own anime shows.
Yep.
I remember back in the day of YouTube, they, like, if you were to watch like an anime, they would have, I'm just gonna say a random show, Card Captor. Episode 1, Part A, Episode 2, Part B, Episode, you know what I mean? No, it was Episode 1A, Episode 2B. You know what I mean? They did that with Card Captor, Pre-Tier. You know, they did that with those shows. Or what they would do is they would upload the episode, but they would reverse it. You know, they would mirror it just so you could watch the episodes. But now copyright is more strict.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, you seen, oh yeah, I forgot, you never seen Owl House. Dang it. I kind of felt like loose. No, I just want to animate. No, I just want to make video clips. What was it? make video clips of anime with music. She was talking about making AMVs. I remember watching that. I was like, wow, this mom's really calling me out. Because remember, that's what I did back in the day.
Yeah.
I used to make AMV videos. I mean, I feel kind of embarrassed because you could still find my old videos on YouTube. But, like, my old channel now has, like, a lot of subscribers. And I think to myself, wow, I wonder if I should go back into making, you know, AMVs. But like I said, that was back in the day. I mean, nowadays, if you make an AMV, you could just get it copyright. Now you could get copyright with music. You get copyright with, you know, get copyright with the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, the last video I've made is still on YouTube, and I'm still proud of it to this day, but I do miss those old days.
Where things used to be a lot simpler.
Well, it wasn't simpler if you're an otaku back in the day like I was, and all you wanted to do was watch anime, but you couldn't. Hey, I knew there was an upgrade. What did that thing do again? Sunglasses. See things that you couldn't before. Change the action window with the Y button and push B to use. Just jump to take them off.
Okay.
Hold on a second. I got a message.
Still thinking. Because
Sorry, sorry, my roommate's messaging me. Give me 1 second. Hold on, sorry, he's asking me a question. Sorry, my roommate had a question. I just answered him right now.
Sure.
He tried to call me, but I'm like, I'm kind of busy right now. I'm sorry for that long, awkward silence. We're never silent when we do these videos.
Yeah, right now I'm trying to figure out where the hell's the rest of these things.
You gotta fly around. You gotta go into space. Speaking of space, do you remember the Muppet movie, the one when Gonzo's trying to figure out what the heck he is, and it turns out he was an alien?
Huh.
Did they ever explain how he got to Earth?
I'm gonna have to say no on that one.
You know what I mean? I remember watching that movie as a kid, but I didn't understand what the heck was going on. The only thing I remember was that song, Celebrate Good Times, Come On. That's all I remember.
Yep.
I don't remember anything else. I remember Miss Piggy being a reporter. But that's pretty much it, though. Have you, well, I was about to say, have you ever seen Trolls 2? I could have sworn.
Which one was that one? Remind me?
That's the rock and roll music.
Oh,
one.
yes, I remember that.
Yeah. Remember when the dad was telling Poppy that there are actually different kinds of trolls, but he didn't want to tell her?
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was like the funk trolls. And it turns out one of the friends that they have was actually that kind of troll. You know, the one that walks on 4 legs?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it turns out that he was like the lost prince. Yeah. It's good, yeah, because the king and queen had 2 eggs and they lost one of them. And I just like how who's explaining that apparently he fell from the nest and landed in their town. And he just popped out of nowhere, and they just raised him as, like, you know, they
Yeah.
just basically, like, Poppy and her dad, their whole kingdom just took them in and raised them as their own.
Yep.
That explanation, I mean, it was simple and cute, you know, because he freaking says it. He goes, yeah, it turns out I was an egg. I fell in here, I was hatched, and I was just raised, and y'all guys just raised me as your own. You know, but he was always Poppy's friend. I just thought that was, you know, a pretty cute explanation.
Yep.
That's what that freaking reminds me of. It was like, oh yeah, I was just raised as one of you, as one of you guys. All cool and everything. I guess that probably explained why the queen was so nice to Poppy, you know, knowing that it was her people that took her in, that took in her son. I mean, they didn't have to, but they did, you know.
Yeah.
My God.
I never really got to see the third one.
Don't get me started on the third one. I wanted to see it in theaters, but I was supposed to go see it with their niece, but her mom took her without me, and yeah, we're not gonna get into that.
Nah.
But I don't want us to see the third one anymore. Apparently, they make a lot of reference.
Oh, it's one of those type of things.
No. Okay, they make a lot of reference to Backstreet Boys and NSYNC.
Yeah.
You know, basically the bands that our sisters like growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed to say I do know mainly all the NSYNC and freaking Backstreet Boys songs, because growing up I had two sisters that were freaking obsessed with them. So boring. That's all you heard. And they would
Yep.
always argue who was better, and I'm like, you know, I mean, I didn't even like none of them, but people nowadays, because now you play their music, it's like, oh, hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, hey, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, yeah. What was it? Okay, Justin Timberlake was, NSYNC, I know that. If I said Backstreet Boys, I know my sisters would kill me. Yeah, he was, Justin Timberlake. He plays Branch in Trolls. You know who I'm talking about, right?
I think so.
The grumpy troll, the guy. Yeah, he
Yeah.
plays Branch, and well, I know in the third movie, it's revealed that he was in a boy band. You know, it was revealed that he was in a boy band, but apparently, like, the other NSYNC members come out and they play some characters. I remember seeing on TV that they're touring, you know, and Dad was just laughing his ass off because, I mean, you know me, if I hear something, I will say the first thing that comes into my mind, or I'll make, you know, like a smart-ass comment about
Yeah.
it. And my only reaction to that they're touring again was, wow, they must really need some money. And my dad, you know, and Dad's like, yeah, you're probably right. I'm all being mean.
That would be the only reason.
I mean, remember, Michael Jackson did also do a lot of concerts too.
Yeah, because a lot of people wanted him. That's.
This place looks familiar.
This place looks familiar. Get it?
Yeah. I don't even know how to even activate the glasses.
It did push Y. Tell me why.
To
Is it push Y? Okay. Are you pushing Y?
yeah.
I guess push random button, see what happens. Up there you go. So what is it that it makes you see though?
I don't know.
Is it like Batman where it's like the night vision goggles? Remember which button it was?
Yeah. The only one thing is to
Evil
restart.
water.
Yeah.
Alright, if you want to restart it, go ahead.
Since I now have the glasses.
I believe you could put them on as you're flying too.
No, but as soon as he took them off, it will take off. Hold up. Sorry about that. A little bit of a glitch.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. All right, so now, what are the clues this time?
Things that I will never see before. Huh.
I mean, they do kind of look the same to me.
Supposed to show me something, but what?
I think of Coraline. It's good for lost things, you know?
Or things that are waiting to be found.
Things that are waiting to be found. You know, I actually read the Coraline book. I read it before the movie came out. Between floating containers.
Okay. Yeah, like, have you heard a lot of things are... A lot of people are poking at Glitch? At Glitch Productions because they want the other episodes of Murder Drones. We have the 2 episodes.
Well, I originally... Well, do you watch Saber Sparks?
No?
Okay. Saber Sparks is a YouTuber that makes pretty interesting content. Sometimes I'll watch his stuff. You know, I'll watch it while I'm working. And, he... Okay, so before I get into this conversation, I'm gonna ask you this. Do you know what a content farm is?
I've seen horrors because SMG4 made a video poking fun of that.
Yeah, so he was talking about how there's content farm videos and that YouTube allows it. And unfortunately, the ones that are watching these content farm videos are kids, and the ones that they're targeting the most of is Digital Circus.
Which is annoying.
There are some content farms of Has-Been, but it's not as successful because Has-Been's more aimed towards adults. But yeah, like they basically get whatever's popular and they just make hundreds of videos of it.
And stop breaking Alistair already.
Yeah.
It's tiring.
You know, that's all they do, and it's really boring. And Gooseworks, the creator of the Digital Circus, says that, you know, she doesn't like them, but there's nothing much she can do. Which is why, when that trailer came out, they were making fun of the content farm videos. Yeah, that there's this one called Flash, and all they do is they steal comics. Cause, okay, I like looking at comic dubs, alright? I'm not gonna say that. I've seen a lot of Has-Been Hotel comic dubs. My favorite one is, I actually have spoken with artists, but my favorite Has-Been Hotel fan comic is actually the Alistair and Angel one. The one where Angel makes the doll and Alistair brings it to life. And what was it? And it was a girl and they named her Anna. You know, they named her Annie. They named her Annie. That's my favorite one. Like every time the artist releases a new like comic, I always read it. I freaking love it. I freaking love it. And I love watching the dubs of it too, you know, but I watch different dubs, or sometimes I'll watch a collection. You know, I don't have any personal favorite dubbing groups, but, you know, I like to see everybody's different take on it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like to see everybody's different takes on dubbing, and I even like it when they actually do get the permission. You know, because unfortunately, nowadays there's like a lot of art theft going around, and that's what I really hate. And unfortunately, that's going on in the Has-Been community. You know, since Has-Been is so, you know, blowing up now. Like I've unfortunately seen posts where people, like there was this one person that was doing pre-orders for keychains, right? But honest people, they go to conventions and events and they see that people steal their art and they're selling it as their own, making a profit off of it.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't like stuff like that, especially since artists do put a lot of
effort into it.
Yeah, effort into their drawings, you know, TLCs into their drawings, and that's what I really do hate. I hate seeing wonderful artists', you know, drawings get taken to make a profit. Hey, look, there it is.
Yeah, but first let me take care of this guy.
You know, that's what I really did hate. Like one of my favorite artists she drew a Fat Alistair drawing, and a lot of people were making fun of her, and a lot of people were talking shit, and I hate it. You know, I read a comment that was saying that, you know, people nowadays don't understand the time and effort you put, you know, into that, and drawing is a talent that not a lot of people are born with, you know. And what was it? The easiest metaphor I was told is, let me put it to you this way. Dang it. When I was taught this lesson, they gave me a rough quartz. Okay, let me put it to you this way. Rose quartz, you know? You know what a rough diamond is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, a rough diamond. Let's just say this diamond represents, or should I say that this gemstone represents your talent, right? But like this gemstone, a talent takes time to polish and sharpen. You know?
Yeah.
And once you do that, and that takes time, and once you do that, it'll come out to something beautiful. You know, people don't understand that, you know, this talent takes time to practice and to perfect. And I just don't like how it's people that don't draw that are the ones sending these negative comments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that is pretty annoying, because I did read a comment that was saying that. Let's see if I could find it. To Twitter. Let's see if I could find it. I like how I said the Alistair cat and it's still
Popping out on your
popping
feed.
out, yeah. The Alistair cat's still popping out of my feed.
Hmm.
Where is it? Yeah. Where is it? Hold on, I'm still looking for it. Let's see. Horror, blood. I'm all blood. Blood and gore everywhere. Oh, here's the comment. It says, everybody nowadays are so quick to comment. They don't understand the work that is into it. Art is freedom of expression, and for your drawing, I like it. You are a very talented artist. I like everything you do. Don't listen to those people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I said, nowadays everybody wants to be a critic. Everybody wants to, like, criticize, but honestly, and believe it or not, you want to know who wrote this comment?
Who?
I'm gonna call them out. Joe was the one that wrote that comment. You know, she was the one that wrote that comment, and I do agree with her that if you're not an artist, you shouldn't be criticizing, you know, another.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be criticizing somebody else's, you know, work, even though if you haven't drawn or don't understand the effort it is to draw a picture, you know what I mean? You shouldn't, in my opinion, you shouldn't have the right to comment on somebody else's work if you don't understand the effort. You know what I mean? Because that's how it is nowadays. Everybody wants to have an opinion. Everybody wants to say something. You know what I mean? Like, okay, like Joe. Like, everybody sees Joe as a good balloon artist, right?
Yeah.
But everybody sees Joe as a good balloon artist. But I've seen her work. Like, she's the kind of person that if you say, well, I don't like it, you know, she would go, well, I didn't ask for your opinion. You know, it's rare for her to ask a person for their opinion on her work. And the only time she does that, like, you know, if she asks somebody for their opinion, that means she sees you as an artist. You know what I mean? Because she personally feels the only person that could criticize her work is another artist. You know, she won't ask for advice. It's super rare for her to ask people for advice. You know, I have never got the privilege to be asked, but I was there in the Twitter space when she was working on a sculptor, and she asked, out of all the people, she asked Nerdy Kai for advice, and I was like, hey, she asked Kai for an advice. What? You know, that kind of freaked freaked me out. It freaked a few people out. Because by her asking Kai, it means that she sees him as an artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, holy cow. It's I guess the easiest way for me to describe it for you is the Big Bang Theory. Remember when Sheldon wanted Stephen Hawking to look at his work?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, he sees Stephen Hawking as his superior, but, you know, still respects him as a scientist. So I found it interesting when she asked him, I was like, she's asking Kai, what? You know?
Mm-hmm. There's a button. Okay. Yeah. Fuck.
I know, are you getting frustrated?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay, well, if you get too frustrated, just let me know. But yeah, art, guys. Remember, art is a freedom of expression. Freedom of expression, a freedom of creativity. So what I'm saying is, yes, I get to add all the blood I want to my painting, and nobody can tell me no.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you tried flying up? Go back to that spot. The spot where you were. I can't do.
I know, but there's a switch.
I'm about to say, watch it be in there.
Could be in there. It could be.
Remember, you gotta climb all the way up.
Ah, man, like, we're getting closer to April.
I'm not ready for Easter's.
You know Easter is this month, right?
It is?
Yes.
Then March? I thought Easter was in April.
I know, everybody's clueless on that.
I thought Easter was in April, no lie. Well, I don't pay attention. Man, I ordered something for Easter. Now I'm not gonna get here in time.
No, everybody's just waiting for next month.
Next month?
Because there's some things that's supposed to come out in April, like the Knuckles TV show for one thing.
I do want to see that.
And of course, everybody's waiting for this Fallout TV show to release. But it's already pissing off everybody that we have to wait for the next gen update longer. And this idiot Todd Howard decided to announce a new update for Fallout New Vegas.
You're telling me you're annoyed when Has-Been was supposed to be released last year, but because of the strike, we had to wait a whole another year. A lot of us waited 4 or 5 years for the show to come out from the pilot, and you want to be upset?
Yes, because this promise was supposed to come last year, but nope. They wasted their time with Starfield.
Point being is you waited, what, a year or two?
Well, a year and a couple of months.
Okay. Point being
But
is
now
you wait...
they push it back to this because of their strategy of bid up the hype and then release the...
Point being is you waited a year and a half while people in the community have been waiting 4 to 5 years for the Has-Been TV show. You have nothing to complain about.
But there is lots to complain. Like, it was supposed to come...
Yeah,
okay,
but
update,
point being is at least you're getting updates when...
But waiting for it.
Oh my gosh.
But
Remember,
waiting.
you also gotta understand, remember, back in the day when we were waiting for Has-Been, we had the Honeycast. We had freaking 100 fan theories. We were going by our theories nonstop.
The fucking meteor! Like, I'm trying to punch open the door, but the fucking meteor... Okay. But yet it doesn't help that the fucking creator is hiding somewhere because he doesn't want to say anything, which is kind of pissing everybody off.
I don't know what you're frustrated about, that or the game.
Both right now.
Gamer rage.
Like,
It's like how I was in the Pokemon Stadium.
yeah.
How I kept complaining about Lieutenant Surge. Gamer rage, man. Gamer rage.
don't even know what I'm even looking at.
Have you tried flying up?
I did, but there's no signal.
Have you tried down, down?
Yes, but it's not telling me exactly where. Telling me exactly where.
Be careful! Falling meteorites! If you get hit,
Nah. And this is already getting annoying. But I guess we're gonna stop here. So
All right, hold on. Look. If it's getting annoying, we could wait till next time. All right, it happens.
Yeah.
Gamer rage happens. There's times where I get frustrated from a game, and you just gotta put the controller down for a day or two, and then you'll be back.
yeah.
It happens. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and call it for this episode. Thank you for joining us. Brother's gonna go ahead and take a break, and next time we record, we'll get the stage down. Isn't that right, brother?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us, and have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.